Hi and welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on a new Vise Stand for the shop. I've been wanting to replace this Vise Stand for quite some time now. As you can see, it's just a post welded to a heavy metal plate. And the mounting bracket for the vise is welded to another metal plate at the top of the post. The advantage of this type of stand is that you have a lot of free space to work around the vise, but the big disadvantage is that you have absolutely no room to store all of the things that you normally use around the vise. So in my new design, I have two vises mounted on a very narrow stand. I still have full access to both vises, but now I have room to insert a small storage cabinet underneath the work table. The vise stand is assembled in two parts. The structural part of the stand is just a basic welded steel box made out of 2-inch square pipe. The work table is made from a short section of steel decking I had in the scrap pile. I have it turned upside down here to act as a tool tray to keep things from falling off the small table, but you could just as easily put together the same thing with heavy gauge sheet metal and angle iron. I still have the stand welded to a heavy metal plate because I have a gravel floor in my shop, so you'll have to decide the best way to anchor this down in your shop. The second part of the stand is a wooden removable storage unit. This is just a purely functional wooden box. There's absolutely no joinery. Everything is just cut square and screw nailed together. I was just looking for two things. I wanted it to be sturdy, and I wanted it to be easy to work on if I decided I wanted to rearrange the shelves or do any other modifications to it. I think any shop should have a minimum of two vises next to the forge. That way, if you need to have one vise set up with a jig or a fixture, you still have an open vise that you can use for regular forging without having to take down that fixture and then reset it up again. I have the two vises you see here, plus I also have several portable vises that I can set up if I need them. The two flanges you see sticking out the sides of the wooden box are going to be used to bolt the cabinet to the metal base. The total weight of the box is going to be sitting on the frame of the stand, so I just need to place one bolt on either side of the box to keep it in place. So if I ever need to make any changes to the cabinet, I just undo the two bolts on each side of the frame and slide the box out. I designed the height of the cabinet to be an inch less than the interior space of the frame. That's going to allow me to insert a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that I can use to expand the work table. If you plan on adding this feature to your vise stand, make sure that you weld in that crossbar that's shown in the top view in the PDF file. That crossbar presses against the top face of the workboard and keeps the workboard level regardless of where it's positioned underneath the work table. The drawers for the unit are actually just removable trays that sit on the shelves. Once again, there's no joinery with these trays. There's just 4 strips of wood screwed to a plywood base. I've tried storing tools a lot of different ways over the years, and these trays are about the best system that I've come up with. Each tray has a specific set of tools, and then I just set the tray on the bench and work out of that tray while I'm doing that job. When I'm done, all I have to do to clean up the bench is put that tray away. The drawer pulls are just made out of 3.5 inch lengths of 2 by 2 by 1/8 inch angle iron. The front edges are rounded slightly, and I bent the curve of the handle at the vise. I did want the handles to sit flush with the top of the drawer so that I could reduce the amount of gap there would be at the top edge. So I did need to break out some tools to cut that notch out. And you can see here how I've drilled and countersunk the inside face of the drawer pull to fasten it to the inside of the drawer. The handles are simply bent cold at the vise. I've raised the handle up in the vise by inserting a piece of 1/4 by 3/4 inch flat bar on top of the jaws. This will allow me to put a little bit more curvature into the front part of the handle before I hit the vise jaws. And I finish the handle by hammering the corner back into the vise to make sure that I still have a 90-degree angle there. So here's another look at the completed vise stand. The top drawer will be used for measuring and layout tools. The next drawer down will be for all of my cold chisels and engraving chisels. And the third drawer will have most of the files that I use at the bench. The next 2 drawers down are going to be reserved as parts drawers for whatever projects I happen to be working on. And the bottom drawer is going to be used to hold some of the larger jigs and fixtures that I use at the vise. My hacksaws and bending forks are going to be mounted on the outside on the back wall of the cabinet.